DISC test has identified result-oriented as your behavioral trait. From an emotional perspective, you'll verbalize your ego strengths. You'll let people know that you are the top dog. You'll display a rugged individualism about yourself. People will look at you and say, this person, this guy, this gal, they are rugged and they are tough in their perspective on life, their perspective on work. Your goal in life is dominance and independence. You want to be dominant dog. You want to be the top dog in any situation. You want people to know that you're at the top and that you're the one that makes things happen. And you judge others by their ability to be able to accomplish tasks quickly like you can. You have a tendency to get things done and get them done quickly, and you want other people to live up to that criteria also. And you tend to influence others by your force of character and your persistence. You'll show them how you want things done by your force of character, by showing how you would do things, and by being maybe a pace setter type of a style of leadership. But you have great value to your organization in that you're persistent and you have this doggedness about you that you just go for it and you keep going until you get things done. You might overuse a little bit of the impatience and your win-lose competitive style. You'll have a tendency to want to win and allow the other person to lose. Be aware of this, because in many situations a win-lose is not a good way to go. It has a tendency to be there for the result-oriented type of a personality. But remember, it's win-lose means that somebody lost in the deal, and when somebody else loses, they find a way to win eventually, and you'll be at the other end of that stick. So make sure that you watch out for that. And watch out for when you're under pressure. You'll become critical and fault-finding. You'll resist participating with teams and groups, and may even overstep your boundaries and hurt people, not necessarily on purpose, but you may hurt people. And you're going to have some fears that others will take advantage of you, that you'll have slowness, especially in task activities. When you're doing things, you might not be able to accomplish them the speed you want to. And you're also fear that you might be a pushover, that people might be able to take advantage of you easily. So just remember that these are the fears that are set there, and remember that you can overcome what you need to when you need to. You have self-confidence that some may interpret as arrogance. So watch out. When you're showing this air of self-confidence, make people sure that people understand where it's really coming from, that you are confident that you can get some things done, not that you're arrogant about it. Other people can do it also. You just let people know ahead of time so it won't come off that way. You actively seek opportunities that test and develop your abilities to accomplish special results. You like difficult tasks. You'll take on the tough stuff. You like competitive situations, unique assignments, and you want to be important. You want to have an important position in your life, in your work, and at home. You want people to understand that you are important to life, and indeed you are. Everybody is, but you have this sense, and it's strong in you, and it helps to push you through life. So you'll undertake responsibilities with an air of self-importance and display self-satisfaction once they've been finished. So you're going to have this air about you, and it may be a little bit of air of self-importance. That's okay. That's just who you are, and people look to that in leaders, and you'll tend to have leadership responsibilities in your life. You may tend to avoid constraining factors, things that kind of limit you. Life is full of constraints, and you're going to find that you'll try to avoid these constraints as much as possible. And you also don't want direct control over your life, and you don't like to deal with time-consuming details or routine work. Just remember that there are other people around you that like to do the stuff that are good at it. You may be forceful and direct and may have difficulties with others at times. Just remember that relationships conquer a lot of these issues. If you'll spend time to enjoy and know people, it'll help you to get through this whole issue of being a little bit on the independent side and this forcefulness that you have in you. You may also be restless when you're involved with group activities at work or in a committee environment. So when you're in those worlds, remember that this restlessness is going to be natural for you. It's part of who you are. It's part of your behaviors. Don't let it bother you. Go with gusto. Just remember to help people understand that you are result-oriented, that you push pretty hard. And remember that you generally prefer to work alone. You may persuade others to support your routine activities and help you do things, but you like to work alone. You happen to be a quick thinker, you're impatient, and you're also fault-finding with others, so watch out for that. You evaluate others on their ability to get things done and get results like you do. You're determined to persist even in the face of antagonism. When people are antagonizing you and pushing you, you're still going to be determined, you're still going to push, and you're not going to give up. So you'll take command even when you're not in charge. So watch out. You might upset another leader. Remember to establish ahead of time, whenever you come into a situation with other people, that other people are important and that you may not have leadership and that it might cause you some embarrassment if you don't watch out. So make sure that you evaluate that carefully. You may appear blunt and uncaring, but remember, just verbalize this with other people. Let them know who you are and where you're at. Here's some action items for you. You do increase your effectiveness with more verbalization of your reasoning. Help people understand. They need to hear your reasoning behind things and why you're doing things the way you are. And make sure you consider other people's views and their ideas about how to reach the goals you're working on. And also, make sure you display genuine care for other people. Make sure that they know that you care. You do care, but they may not be able to see it through the push and the drive that you have. They might feel like you're going to run right over them. Make sure that that's not the case. That's not what you're trying to do, that you're really trying to do just to achieve an objective. And make a conscious effort to be more patient and do what you do in humility so people can see that in you. Is there, they just may not be able to see it. So this is your behavior style and result.